to Mr. 96's Pop Reviews. My name is Mr. 96. For those who are unaware, I've got this gigantic video I'm planning to release in March, so I was honestly ready to take a break and hand this episode to Mr. 69. But then I listened to this song and I just had to talk about it. I'll be honest, for the longest time, I was preparing for this to be a review of Thank You Next, but considering I didn't have much to add when it came to my thoughts on that song, I was ready for a simple 5-minute review. But to my genuine surprise, Ariana Grande gave us a New Year's gift we definitely won't forget. Last summer, Ariana Grande released her 4th studio album, Sweetener, and while my thoughts on the album were more mixed positive, I didn't mind going through the entire album cycle. While my thoughts on God Is a Woman were lukewarm at best, Breathin' was a very strong follow-up single that properly displayed Ariana's tone of overcoming hardships. But soon after Breathin', we got the surprise smash of the year so far, Thank You Next. Keep in mind that when I say surprise smash, I'm not talking about its popularity or quality. It's a solid song that's doing what you'd expect it would do in the charts. I call it a surprise because it's apparently the lead single to her new album. Looking into the content of Thank You Next, I'm not surprised she chose to release the single this quickly, but an entire album? The last one was just 6 months ago. That is insane. Not even early 2010s Rihanna had that tight of a schedule. Hell, that's shorter than the 8 months Eminem took to make Kamikaze, and that album was made purely so we could forget the previous one. So, was this new album worth the rush? Well, it's complicated, but if this new song is of any worth, it's that it follows a similar path to Sweetener's album cycle. Sure, No Tears Left to Cry is a much better song than Thank You Next, but I think both are similar in that they served as good lead-off singles for their respective albums. And if God Is a Woman has taught me anything, it's that you can always follow a good lead-off single with an underwhelming follow-up. Yeah, I typically save my opinions for the end of the video, but I'm gonna have to be straight with you. 7 Rings just might be the worst Ariana Grande song I've ever heard. Now, I don't know that for sure, maybe there's some horrid filler track of hers I haven't heard yet, but as far as her singles are concerned, there's no debate. 7 Rings was the hardest one to sit through. Worse than Every Day, and worse than Put Your Hearts Up, a song Ariana once called the worst moment of her life. But look, I'm not here to trash Ariana Grande. She's got enough shit to deal with, no need to add some random dude on the internet. I'm here to review the music. So what I'm gonna do is dissect this song and explain as best as I can where I think it went sideways.
Breakfast at Tiffany's and bottles of bubbles.
Now, the first thing you've likely noticed is the obvious sample of My Favorite Things from The Sound of Music. I could sit here and complain about how she's no Julie Andrews or whatever, but I don't actually have a big problem with it. Sure, it's nowhere near the original song, but sampling a show tune and using it in a trap context is not a bad concept. Dare I say, it's quite inspired. But then again...
Been through some bad shit, I should be a savage. Who would've thought it turned me to a savage?
I'm not gonna act like this isn't just an excuse to brag about her money. In that sense, it sort of removes her facade of dominance. Plus, it's not even the best reinterpretation of My Favorite Things. That honor would go to Second Form Frieza.
These are a few of my favorite things.
Is it just me, or is he singing to himself?
I'm just saying.
Breakfast at Tiffany's and bottles of bubbles. Girls with tattoos who like getting in trouble.
Now, this line I can buy 100%. Ariana may have had a Nickelodeon background, but she can definitely sell the tattooed girl that gets in trouble. You see, Ariana recently got a tattoo in her hand to symbolize the Japanese meaning of 7 rings, but apparently writing the whole phrase would have caused too much pain, so she took out the middle 3 characters in order to compromise. Little did she know that removing 3 characters from a foreign language would change the entire meaning of her tattoo from 7 rings to barbecue grill. Hey, if she's gonna use hip-hop in her music, she might as well get her grill early. But for real, she has faced accusations of cultural appropriation for her callous misuse of the Japanese language. If you've watched my channel before, you know I think the Bruno Mars accusations are complete bullshit. But that begs the question, did Ariana appropriate the Japanese language? Yeah, a little. Now before you send me your lengthy essays, I'm not advocating for anyone to attack her on social media. Everyone makes mistakes, and I certainly don't think Ariana Grande is racist. But at the same time, that's really, really dumb! And speaking of really, really dumb...
Stop watching, my neck is flossy.
I'm sorry, but flossy is one of those slang words I just can't get behind. I know she's saying that her necklace is flashy and luxurious, but what does that have to do with floss? I thought maybe it was because flossing helps create shiny teeth, but floss alone doesn't result in white teeth. It's just used to remove the gunk between your teeth. But forget the actual meaning. The word floss has already been taken to define a goddamn meme dance. So no matter what, the word just comes off as stupid regardless of the context. In order to prevent myself from cringing at that line, I've come up with a new mechanism to cope through the shittiness. I call it the floss trigger. Since Ariana is so proud at flaunting her opulence, all you have to do is overreact like crazy whenever she calls herself flossy.
Stop watching, my neck is flossy.
Flossy? Flossy?
Got my receipts be looking like phone numbers. If it ain't money, then wrong number.
At this point, Ariana changes up her flow from before, which creates some intrigue for the third verse. Too bad she immediately destroys that momentum with the worst section of the song.
I don't need a brag, but I be like, put it in the bag.
It's interesting you say that, because I'd much rather be listening to Throw It in the Bag. I mean, I was never a fan of the song to begin with, but hey, it's much better than this.
When you see the max, they stacked up like my eyes, yeah.
Okay, Ari, you've come a long way from Victorious, and I know you're friends with Iggy Azalea, but Sex God Ass Anthem Ariana is not something I'm fully on board with yet.
Go from the start to the booth, make it all back in one loop. Give me the loot, never mind, I got the juice. Nothing but never we shoot. Look at my neck, look at my debt. Ain't got enough money to pay me respect. Ain't no budget when I'm on the set. If I like it, then that's what I get, yeah.
Look, Ariana Grande gets a lot of hate thrown at her. You've got Soulja Boy accusing her of stealing his flow. You've got some other woman accusing her of stealing her song and appropriating black culture. She's gotten involved in some pretty touchy topics here. Now, I'm not qualified to offer a grand solution, so I can only analyze what I know. As a white woman, is Ariana Grande allowed to implement rap in her music? Sure, no problem there. But is she good at it? No! Seriously, what the f was that all about? Sexy Ariana Grande? Cool. But trap pop OG Ariana? F outta here. I'm just saying, it's not impossible for white girls to tastefully implement rap in their music. It's totally possible. In fact, I'd give FAB by JoJo a goddamn 10 out of 10. My problem with Ariana, no pun intended, is that she doesn't have a goddamn clue of what she's saying.
Go from the start to the booth, make it all back in one loop. Give me the loot.
Give me the loot? You mean that one song about violently robbing women? You may like money, Miss Grande, but you are not Biggie Smalls. I didn't think I'd have to say this, but Ari, you're not a gangsta. In no believable universe could 5 foot, 100 pound soaking wet Ariana Grande evoke any similarities to an actual gangster. I know she's just saying that she makes a lot of money, but all that does is take the Biggie hook and dumb it down into a generic rap line, which, by the way, Ariana Grande is now the frontrunner for my new award I'm debuting this year, the Swiftie.
My ex-man brought his new girlfriend, she's like...
This award goes to any female pop singer who attempts to rap unironically only to remarkably fail and torture her listeners. This category was inspired by the iconic lows of previous attempts in modern history. Let's hope no one worse will come by for the rest of the year. 7 Rings is a song that was dead on arrival. I've heard some songs improve when covered by another artist, but this song is so horribly conceived, I can't imagine anyone who could make it better. Okay, maybe Beyonce, but it still wouldn't be great. Ironically, the Sound of Music sample is the only thing saving this from being Meghan Trainor bad. I do not say that lightly, folks. I don't criticize music to be a jerk. I criticize songs like these because I believe her fans deserve better than a regrettable experiment from a hastily rushed album. I'm Mr. 96, and if you want more pop reviews, hit the subscribe button to see more. But before you go, I want to let you know that this will be my last pop review for at least a month. If you've been with me for the last few years, you would know that March is typically the season premiere for my other series, 2000s Childhood Pop. And for my season 3 premiere, I'm going to look over a special song I have a lot to say about, so expect this to be one of my longest videos yet. Here's a quick preview of that song. Tune in on Saturday, March 9th, when that song reaches its 10-year anniversary. Pop songs may come in numbers, but there's only one, 96.
너의 그 말